Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really diving into Lucknow, the famous City of Nawabs.
Mm-hmm. A fascinating place.
Yeah, you think of it and you picture this blend, right? Old world charm meets modern energy. It's known for its tehzeeb.
That special kind of culture and etiquette, yeah.
Exactly. And of course, the food tunday kababs, plus some truly stunning architecture.
Absolutely breathtaking stuff.
So we listened to a podcast segment that focused on some of Lucknow's really iconic spots.
Right?
And our mission today really is to give everyone listening a quick but, insightful feel for these key landmarks, like a shortcut to being in the know about Lucknow.
Yeah, not just a tourist list. We're trying to get under the skin of these places a bit, understand their significance, what makes them unique.
Okay, let's jump straight in then. First up, the Bara Imara.
Ah, yes.
Built way back in 1784, Nawab Asaf Uddola. And it's more than just a building, isn't it? It's a real statement.
Definitely. A testament to the architecture of the time. And famously, it houses the Bul Bulaya.
The labyrinth.
Exactly.
Oh.
Which is this incredibly complex maze, over 1,000 narrow staircases and passages, apparently.
Wow. Imagine trying to navigate that. Sounds both fun and maybe a little terrifying.
Yeah, probably a bit of both.
But the really mind-blowing part, I think, is the central hall.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one of the biggest arched constructions globally, with no pillars supporting it, none at all.
It's genuinely staggering when you think about it, 18th century, building something that vast, an arched roof with no internal supports.
How did they even do that?
Well, that's the marvel, isn't it? The engineering knowledge involved must have been incredibly sophisticated. It really tells you something about the skills they possessed back then. You sort of picture them meticulously placing every single brick.
It really makes you stop and think, okay, let's shift location now to Hazratganj.
Right. Lucknow's main shopping hub.
Described as the stylish go-to street.
Yeah, the source paints a picture of this lively place. You've got these older colonial-style buildings, but now they're filled with high-end shops, boutiques, but also street food vendors, bookstores tucked away. It's a real mix.
And the comparison they made was interesting, like a cross between Delhi's Connaught Place and, get this, the Champs-Élysées in Paris.
That does paint a picture, doesn't it? It suggests a certain grandeur combined with bustle and commerce.
Yeah.
You can almost imagine strolling there in the evening, that blend of history and the architecture, but housing, very modern life. It must be quite an experience.
Sounds like a place where you can really feel the different layers of the city.
Okay, next stop, not far from the Bara Imambara, is the Imambara.
Ah, the Palace of Lights.
That's such an evocative name.
It really is, and it gives you a clue about what makes it special. Built later, 1838, by Muhammad Ali Shah.
Palace of Lights. You just imagine it glittering. The source mentioned it's packed with chandeliers and really ornate decoration inside. Makes you wonder about the craftsmanship,
Sure.
what kind of glasswork, what sort of metals and designs went into creating that effect back in the mid-19th century.
True. The level of detail must be incredible.
And it wasn't just decorative, apparently. It's also a really important symbol of Lucknow's Shia heritage. Those lights, the decor, they played a part in religious events, too.
So the building itself tells a story. Art, culture, faith, all wrapped up together. Okay, moving to something much more modern now. The Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Park.
Right, over in Gomti Nagar. And very different visually.
How so?
Well, the key thing highlighted was the material. It's constructed entirely out of red sandstone.
Oh, interesting.
And not just any red sandstone sourced all the way from Rajasthan.
That feels like a very specific choice. Why red sandstone, do you think?
Good question. Using that material, especially bringing it from Rajasthan, it could be symbolic, perhaps connecting to wider Indian architectural traditions. Or maybe it has specific meaning related to Dr. Ambedkar and the social reformers the park honors.
Could be.
And it certainly creates a visual contrast with the older Mughal and Nawabi architecture we've been talking about. It kind of highlights Lucknow's evolution, makes you think about the intended message.
Yeah, it shows how a city commemorates different figures, different eras, through its landscape.
Okay, and then there's a structure that's almost synonymous with Lucknow. The Rumi Darwaza.
Ah, the gateway. Absolutely iconic.
Huge, right? The source said it's 60 feet tall.
A proper landmark. And here's a fascinating detail. Its design was apparently inspired by a gateway in Istanbul.
Istanbul. Really? That's quite a connection. What's the story there? Any idea?
Well, it's intriguing, isn't it? It could point to historical links, maybe trade routes or diplomatic connections between the regions back then, or perhaps share artistic influences that traveled.
Hmm.
It's one of those things where a single building opens up questions about a much bigger historical picture. This gateway isn't just standing there, it might be hinting at Lucknow's place in a wider world.
And how do you think it gives the city that royal touch the source mentioned? Oh, definitely. Its scale, its design. It
Mm,
just has that grandeur. It's become a powerful symbol, instantly recognizable on the skyline. Adds a certain historical weight.
absolutely. Okay, finally, we can't talk about Lucknow without touching on the food, specifically.
Tunday kabi.
Yes, had to mention it. Located in the Chalk area, apparently.
And famous for one thing above all, the galudi kebabs.
Which the source described as, well, almost legendary. Super soft, melt in the mouth.
And packed with history.
Exactly. Not just any kebab. Legendary and historic. That sets the bar pretty high, doesn't it?
It really does. Makes you curious, what's the secret? What makes these kebabs so special? Is it a specific blend of spices, a unique cooking method passed down?
Right. There must be stories behind food like that.
For sure. It's a great reminder that a city's heritage isn't just in its buildings, it's in its kitchens too.
So, wrapping this up, it really feels like Lucknow is much more than just a list of places to see.
Oh, definitely.
It's this living experience where history and culture are just completely intertwined. Seems like there's something for everyone. History buffs, architecture fans, foodies.
Precisely.
Hmm.
It feels like a city that keeps revealing itself the more you explore. Layers of history, art, food, it's all there.
So, maybe a final thought for our listeners. We've talked about this amazing mix: 18th century structures, colonial influences, modern memorials, gateways linking to Istanbul. How has Lucknow managed to hold on to its past so vividly while still being a modern living city?
That's a great question. That balance is fascinating.
And it makes you wonder, what other stories, what hidden gems might be waiting in the corners we haven't talked about today? Something to ponder, perhaps, until our next deep dive.